What? Wait, I don't think they're ready for this.
These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. Pull up on them and it look nice, look nice.
These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. Pull up on them and it look nice, nice.
Yeah, we look nice, future looking nice, we don't need to tell them
Here
twice.
comes the future.
Yeah, we look nice, future looking real nice, we don't need to tell them twice.
Here comes the future.
Isuzu Ute A-League Men's Round 1 continues with an F3 derby from McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. It's the Jets and the Central Coast Mariners, a very razor-thin margin between the teams in the history of A-League football. Newcastle 17 wins, 17 draws. The Mariners 15 wins. Doesn't get much closer than that. As we heard in pre-game, the drainage excellent at McDonald Jones Stadium, and that leaves the pitch in good condition for what we hope will be a continuation of the goals and the entertainment. Here's the Jets lineup, and as mentioned, 4 league debutants, 4 club debutants. All the foreign players are new. Olivier Bumal, Becca Mikkeltadze, Savas Siatravanis. They are all players to watch, along with the previously announced Daniel Pena. How spectacular he was in the FFA Cup last weekend. Potential debutant on the bench as well, Michael Weir, the backup keeper, and the forgotten man of football, Eli Babalj, lays in wait, almost a decade after his A-League debut. There is the Georgian, Becca Mikkeltadze, certainly well-travelled, 2 senior caps, as recent as 2020, was most recently at Xanthi in Greece, before that stints in Russia, Cyprus, and the big team in Georgia, Dinamo Tbilisi. And to their opponents, the travelling Central Coast Mariners today, stable at the back, certainly with the likes of Kai Rolls and Ruan Tongyik and Mark Birigidi in goal. Benny Nkololo scored the winning goal in the FFA Cup to see off Blacktown last weekend. And a debut for Jacob Farrell at left back, the youngster, another of the homegrown production line that is coming out of the Central Coast. On the bench, Yaron Souza back from Turkey, another well-travelled semi-veteran, you could say, and Damien Saketis would be a great father-son story if he does indeed make his A-League men's debut off the bench. Today's referee is Kurt Ams, and as you can see, his assistants are already hard at work, just making sure the net is in place. No need for Costa Barbarouses to get the tape. The assistant referee came prepared today. It'll be Lance Greenshields on the near side, Matthew McCorrist on the far side of your screens, and Sam Kelly is the 4th official. So Marco Ureña, the Costa Rican, to get this one underway. It's an F3 Round 1 derby. Isuzu Ute A-League Men's continues from McDonald Jones Stadium. And Kurt Am's whistle gets us underway as the Mariners kick off, hoping that last season will not be the exception to what has, in the last handful of years, been an A-League rule. And as Benny Nkololo sees the ball run long, I welcome Andy Harper.
Well, Teo, it's great to hear you back on the airwaves for senior football in this country. A new era of A-League, A-Leagues, men and women. And the first round has been very, very watchable. Oftentimes, the opening games of a season can be laden with rust. I think all squads so far have come out and really delivered a good sign of what's to come. And let's hope that continues here in this, what is usually a very hotly contested derby match.
Jets taking over possession after an errant pass. Daniel Pena looking to form a new partnership with some of these new arrivals as Tongyik's through ball finds Marco Ureña, and he holds up. Duncan knocks him over, and it's a judge that Ureña has committed the offence. A good chance presented though. Flag is up. Rue, a long ball. Ureña, he's going to try his luck again. This time he timed the run, but Jack Duncan sharply out of his line. And if there's anyone under pressure today, it is Jack Duncan after a couple of gaffes in the cup tie last week. We'll stay with play though, because Bumal is in behind for the Jets. Tongyik fell over on the ball. Did well to keep his arms out of the way, and Birigidi is able to pick it up.
First sight of Bumal.
Mariners will try their luck down the left. What's Farrell's end product like? He cuts it back. curious touch from Thurgate, but he made it work, and now Bumal will have space to exploit in transition. And he just takes off and he runs at Rolls. Rolls did very well to get some body on him. Now the midfield battle ensues. Through ball, and out of his line, Birighitti very sharp. Good hands as well, and the slippery turf to his advantage. Sia Travanis may have been in. Well, in a pre-match interview, Arthur Pappas did say after a 4-month pre-season he did expect his team to look as though they had gelled. And so far, there is plenty of evidence of that. That last passage of play in particular. Grabbing the shirt and no advantage given. Sia Travanis thought he was away. Kurt Ams is going to produce the first card of the game, but that may be scant reward for the Jets here.
Well, maybe Kurt Ams is suggesting that he was going to be offside anyway. But I think he might have just let things breathe a bit to remove all doubt.
Bumal has already given it away once in a dangerous position today. Foul came to his rescue though. This time he keeps his head and finds Elsie, and the fans appreciate it too. The switch of flanks. Sia Travanis. Daniel Pena. Still Sava. Sia Travanis. He's going to load up, but he put it straight into the shins of Tongic. And then the follow-up is curved wide, and we know that Daniel Pena fancies himself from range.
Why not? A good contact.
Certainly two very different types of players, so would have altered Nick Montgomery's preparation quite considerably. Sia Travanis released on the right. Rolls keeps the ball away from Mikkel Tadze. Thurgate follows up. Rolls again is the obstacle. The dealer is now on the sidelines with Arthur Pappas as one of his assistants. Goddard pushed the ball over his shoulder, tried to chop in. Warland hasn't missed a trick since getting subbed on. Urenia though, and Kololo was hiding behind the referee. And the shot is blocked out. It's going to tail away for a corner kick.
Good chance for the Mariners, just came upon them because of Goddard's perseverance. Just nuisance value there, and sticking his foot in to keep the ball from going out for a goal kick. The Jets couldn't deal with it.
In comes the corner from Goddard. It's allowed to bounce in the box. Lorena, Bozanic. Here's Farrell. Oh, and he didn't know what to do. He was thinking teammate or glory, and he just helped it into the hands of Duncan, and now the counter is on. Daniel Pena stretching the field here for the Jets, and straight into the arms of Birighitti. And now Elsie is trying to prevent it becoming end-to-end. Nisbet comes in and wins a foul. He says he tried to kick out and feign for one, but the referee has already blown his whistle. Goddard took the corner just a moment ago. No one was able to make meaningful contact on the first ball. Can he put one on the head of a teammate this time? It's sliding through. Grozos got the vital half volley, and again the counter is on. Bumal knew that he had the runner, and this is Pena. Just bides his time. Waits for a bit of support. Mariners transitioning back, slid through. Sia Travanis. It's still there for him, and the goalkeeper Birighitti recovers.
Great stuff, end to end here in the derby. The Mariners put the Jets' goal under pressure, and the defence looked like it was wilting, and then they spring upfield. Pena just slicing these magnificent passes, and a superb run off the ball by Sia Travanis.
So Daniel Pena is going to show us what he can do on an in-swinging corner kick right here. He drifts it up instead. It's hit on the volley and across the face. Sia Travanis was there to meet it, but he couldn't buy a deflection. Long ball looking to set Sia Travanis through the right. Birighitti picked his moment to come out, and he sends that into the stands. And then there's a little bit of of afters here that has seen Savasir Travanis go to ground. And it's really starting to become a proper F3 derby now because tempers are flaring. Ollie Bozanic seems to be at the heart of the acrimony. Olivia Bamal goes and plays peacemaker with him. Sia Travanis not happy. Mark Birigitti's come back out of his box to join the fray. Jordan Elsie's pointing fingers. Central Coast Mariners travelling fans making themselves heard. Well, there was just a little tap on the chest there from Birigitti as he ran back to his post in goal. Ball breaks central here. Pena found his preferred left foot. Mikkel Tadze. He's got all the flicks and the little touches of a centre forward with his back to goal, but again his teammates can't quite capitalise. And now a missed interception from Yerman allows Orenia through, and Orenia puts it wide left, and you could see that he was always trying to find his feet. He really went from full speed to stutter steps very quickly, and just all got the timing wrong. Bumar in a familiar position to we've seen him in this half. Mikkel Tadze, and it was honing in on the target. It required a save from Mark Birigitti. And the man who was second in the league for clean sheets last season stands tall once again.
And I think it was Birigitti whom you could hear on the effects mic, caught by surprise. Everyone was anticipating that to be a cross. It was probably the intention, but it fired in towards the goal, and Birigitti beats it away.
Yeoman, good distribution off a standing start. Pena looks up at Tongyek. Central, Mikkel Tadze keeps it moving. Sia Travanis low, Bumal, cut back, Mikkel Tadze! Couldn't hit the target, and what a great chance that was for the Georgian to score on his A-League men's debut.
Well, this is the money moment for the striker who's shown plenty of turns and touches of the Harvey Norman replay.
This time just hits it long, gets it out of the danger area. Can Newcastle load up for one last hurrah? Everything would have to go right from here. Will the referee be generous at the end of the first 45? And somehow we are goalless at McDonald Jones Stadium. No shortage of attacking intent, lots of quality from that man, Daniel Pena, but still no goal. So at half-time in this F3 derby, it is Newcastle Jets 0, Central Coast Mariners 0. So as the rain sweeps through McDonald Jones Stadium, the start of the second half of this F3 derby, and straight away a long ball from Angus Thurgate, and one of the jewels of the first half, Jacob Farrell and Savasir Travanis resumes. Andy Harper.
Yeah, 50-50 split on that one. I'm impressed with both players. Newcastle's foreigners have actually settled really quickly, and it's a tough nut to crack, that one, making sure you get one foreigner right, let alone the collection of them, all of whom in that first half have contributed. Farrell for the Mariners looks great. And you go into a new season, you know, you lose player X, who's going to replace that player? No one's going to replace Joni Stenstis in a hurry, right? But park that one. Jack Clisby leaves for Perth.
As we see, that's a shot on target from Morenia, but very comfortably dealt with by Jack Duncan.
And I'd have to say Jacob Farrell is doing an outstanding job at left fullback.
But definitely tougher conditions, and the crowd's really getting fired up though as well with some of these challenges flying in now in the wet weather, so interesting to see if it gets a bit more spicy yet.
Thanks, Spence. Yeah, good to see it hasn't dampened the spirits of the Newcastle fans. See the weather update there. And another meaty challenge goes in, and Jacob Farrell is going to go in the book. Yellow card for him. So now he'll walk the tightrope for the remainder of the second half.
That's fair enough.
Subsequent free kick is cleared from the centre of defence. So a bit of a cagey first 5 minutes of the second half. Grozos had it all to do. It was a hospital pass, and now Urenia sliding it to Nisbet, and Nisbet has broken the deadlock! Central Coast Mariners lead at McDonald Jones Stadium, and after a quiet first half, Josh Nisbet has come to life. Mariners 1, Jets 0. And what a costly turnover and giveaway it was.
That's a wonderful moment from Josh Nisbet. It's a horrible moment for Costa Grossos. Lorena slips it through to the diminutive Josh Nisbet on the Harvey Norman replay to make it 1-0 for the Central Coast. The Costa Rican measures the pass beautifully, and Nisbet slides it to the right of Jack Duncan to give his team the lead. Oh, he was so peripheral in the first half, and he bounces out in the second half to give his team the lead.
And so Nisbet, with the deadlock breaker, it is his first A-League men's goal on the occasion of his 42nd senior appearance.
You just missed, Teo, as you consulted your notes, take it from me, you missed a great little bit of television.
And now Nisbet has lost his marker. The rest of the Newcastle defence is a magnet to him. He's got support in Kololo. He's not going to use him. Instead, he goes for Urenia. And the deflection takes the ball out for a corner.
Jordan Elsey straight to his feet and then to the referee to say, what about Josh Nisbet impeding me?
I mean, good luck trying to sell that, though.
Well, there's no way Jordan Elsey can be beaten in that situation, even if Nisbet is yanking his shirt or shorts, whichever he said. He throws himself in desperately to block the shot, which he succeeds in doing, Jordan Elsey.
So the Mariners trying to strike twice early in the second half. Newcastle. Oh, they're 2-0 down. It's a diving header, and it is a goal on debut from Farrell. Mariners in dreamland at the moment, and their young homegrown guns are delivering. Jacob Farrell is having a day out today. He's made it 2-0.
Well, it's a terrific corner from Cy Goddard and Jacob Farrell right on cue. Harvey Norman replay.
Urenia. Nisbet, oh, the first touch abandoned him just as a second goal of the game was staring him in the face.
Just not quite in sync with his feet, but in sync with Urenia. And two very good players, of course. Not uncommon for very good football brains to link up repeatedly like that.
Urenia, this time straight at Duncan. Pops it into the middle, off the toes of Pena. Moresche is there. Valentino Yule now, scrappy passage of play. Who's going to string some passes together? Mikkeltadze. Silvera sees the shooting channel, but he couldn't generate the power. He does get a deflection.
He had a great option to his right.
The Jets want to take it quickly, they do. Silvera. Pena. Thurgate. Rolls Hall. Goal! Newcastle are back in business, and it is one of the subs, Valentino Yule, who makes it 2-1. And those fans haven't given up on it either. There's belief in the Hunter.
Well, here's some quality from Thurgate. Great touch, super cross. The Harvey Norman replay has Valentino Yule, centre of the goal. And just like Jake Farrell before him, doesn't make a mistake. It really is a brilliant riposte from Newcastle, who've been just swinging in the breeze in this second half, not offering anything. And then in the blink of an eye, the Port Macquarie Pele puts one on for Valentino Yule to breathe life into this football match.
It's his 10th goal in 34 appearances. So Valentino Yule, he does have a good strike rate, but he scores his goals in splurges. And now he's trying to lead a Newcastle revival. Can he do it twice in a minute? Here is Pena, trying to free his left foot with a deflection. Punched away by Birighitti. Newcastle want a penalty. And Central Coast are trying to clear their lines. The crowd have really bought into this one now. Thurgate, Pena. sprays it out to Silvera on the right. Now it's the Mariners' turn to batten down the hatches. Good 1-2 with Pena. Silvera. Oh, it's off the woodwork! So close for Mikkeltadze! And then bent just wide by Jordan O'Doherty. It's all happening.
Brilliant action. Brilliant action. Don't goals change football matches? Valentino, you're making it 2-1. We're going to have a VAR now, perhaps, on that challenge. Mikkeltadze, that's where you want your striker. If he was there in the first half for the Bulmar cross, he probably would have scored on that evidence. But his glance smashes against the post.
Pena. Still Pena. Heard the call from Warland. It's loose in the 6-yard box. And eventually, almost like a rugby scrum, over the top comes Birighitti to clamber onto the ball. And Valentino Yule, there's a scuffle. Lewis Miller, Dan Hall, Kurt Ambs, the red shirt in there, trying to separate these two warring factions in the F3 derby. Mikkeltadze. He's going to shoot from distance. It's a tumbler. And Birighitti read it well.
Yeah, not a bad option in the conditions. Straight at Birighitti, and therefore very comfortable for him. Just couldn't get anything either side to Birighitti, and he's got a serious job on his hands, the coast keeper.
Now a duel which has been won by Ureña. And he has a burst of acceleration to go with it. Can the Mariners hit on the counter? Nisbet. Moreshe. It hits the bar. And now Nisbet. Referee's in the way. Bozanic thought his path was blocked, and Kurt Ambs is going to have to whistle play dead.
What an opportunity for the Mariners to put this one to bed.
Looks up at Steele. Plays it back. Mikkeltadze shielded the ball. The whistle puts an end to the passage of play. They've got to set the ball, restart it. And they do. Thurgate. Into the last minute of stoppage then.
Oh, that was a terrible stoppage from the referee. Really, just let the game go. Fans are loving it. Advantage for Newcastle. Those fans loving it even more.
And this throw has been very welcome for the Mariners because it's allowed them to milk 15 seconds, send it down to the edge of their penalty area. Moreshe can keep it in, he can't. Good work by the ball kids to get something at the feet of Jack Duncan straight away, but it's under hit. The Mariners have done it. For the first time in the A-League, they win back-to-back games in Newcastle. Josh Nisbet on the score sheet for the first time in his A-League men's career, and the debutant, Jacob Farrell, is the man who scores the match-winning goal. A big, tough stand from the Mariners to hold off a fast-finishing Newcastle. And that is the young man who scored the winner. It'll be all smiles for Central Coast as they prevail in the F3 derby, and a memorable one at that. What a way to set the tone for the upcoming season. All over at McDonald Jones Stadium, it finishes. Newcastle Jets 1, Central Coast Mariners 2.